everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Key Love, and today I have a DIY video of me making my wooden door hangers that I make for my Etsy shop. So yeah, these materials that I have here are is the 18-inch wood round that I got from Lowe's, Minwax, stain, forget what stain it is, one of the darker ones, a sanding block, and a paintbrush. As you can see here, I am brushing on the stain. I've already sanded it and cleaned it off, and I'm brushing on the stain. I'm going to leave that on for about 10 minutes. You can leave it on anywhere from like 5 to 20 minutes, and the longer that you leave it on, the darker your wood will be. So after brushing it on and leaving it for 5 to 20 minutes or however long you're going to leave it, you then wipe it off with a cloth, washcloth. I use microfiber washcloths. I think in this video I actually used a regular one because I couldn't find the microfiber, but I usually use a microfiber cloth, but I don't really think it matters. So just brushing that on, and you definitely want to wear gloves, and preferably doing this outside because it's very strong. It's a very strong chemical smell. So here's the result. I think I left it on again for about 10 minutes. So there's the result. Beautiful stain, beautiful gowns. Yeah. So next here's the wood round. I've brought it back in. It's dried. And this part here, I am doing a layer of polycrylic. And that is by the same brand, Minwax. I got both of these from Lowe's or Home Depot. I think it might have been Lowe's. So I guess I'm just showing the color here. But I'm about to start putting the polycrylic on, which is like a finish, a wood protector, which will protect this from the elements, because this will be hanging outside. So the polycrylic goes after the stain, and it's just going to add a layer of protection, a layer of weather protection onto the wood. And I just brush that on with a paintbrush. Very important to work quickly with this because it dries quickly. And also to make sure there's no dust or debris or fibers or anything before you paint this on or brush this on, because whatever is on there is going to dry with the polycrylic and you will not be able to remove it once it is dry and once it hardens. So make sure that your surface is clean. Here I'm putting my Hello vinyl that I cut with my Cricut. And this is the beginning of a huge mistake that I made, but I wanted to leave it in the video so you guys can see. I'm actually using this as a stencil, and you'll see what I'm going to attempt to do here in a minute. After I put this vinyl on, I use a regular, I think a scissor vinyl, white vinyl. And I'm making sure it's adhered to the wood here. And you can see right here at the H where it came up right there, it wasn't quite stuck. That is where everything went downhill on this part. You're going to see next that I'm going to start painting over this vinyl. And my plan was to paint over the vinyl, which I've done this before, and then peel the vinyl up so that the hello would still be there, but it would be the wood showing through rather than just being white. But I forgot to make sure to triple check that the vinyl was completely adhered to the wood, so that the paint would not get underneath the vinyl. So if you ever do this, you have to make sure that that vinyl is stuck all the way down, because once paint gets under there, it's going to mess up the whole effect. And that is exactly what happened to me. And I realized about probably halfway through, like, that my paint was going underneath my vinyl. So I had to redo this whole thing. And also, I usually do use acrylic paint on these, But I think from now on, I'm going to use actual like paint and not acrylic paint, because with acrylic, you just have to put too many layers for it to look like seamless and stuff. So I think I'm just going to upgrade to regular paint when I continue to do these in the future. So yeah, I'm still brushing this on. I think I've already realized that I've messed up, but I'm still trying to keep it going. Also make sure that your paintbrushes are clean. Make sure that they are of some sort of quality. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot on a paintbrush, but you guys know what I mean. Just make sure you have some good paintbrushes. All right, here I'm peeling up the vinyl, and as you can see, the paint has gone underneath the vinyl and kind of messed up that effect that I wanted to have, where the wood would show through the word. So I'm peeling it up, and I tried to fix this, but like I said, once that paint gets under there and on the wood, it's ruined. So if you do it like this or use any kind of stencil, make sure that your vinyl is on there very well, because once that paint gets under, you can see clearly what has happened, and you'll see what I had to do to fix this. Or not to even fix it, but to start over and make sure that I could salvage this and not have to throw it away. Thank God this was just for video purposes and for picture purposes for my Etsy shop, because had this had been for a customer, I probably would have had to do this all over again. So thank goodness that it was not for a customer. I'm still peeling this off. Thumbs down. So annoying. I made so many mistakes in this, because this is the first time I've ever recorded the whole process. So I was just like kind of overthinking and forgot some steps. So, but as you can see here, once again, I'm about to paint over this whole thing, salvage this the best way I can. I'm going to put a few layers of acrylic paint over it, cover it, and resurface this and make it better. Sorry, you can hear me popping my fingers. Yeah, this acrylic paint, I don't want to use this anymore. It's so streaky. I think acrylic paint is better for like smaller projects, and definitely not for wood. I'd rather use regular paint, so I'm going to do that next. All right, so here off camera, I added the gold brackets with just gold brackets that I got from Michael's, I think. And they come with the nails. I just nailed them in, kind of eyeballed it to make sure they were even. This rope I got from Hobby Lobby, staple gun from Walmart. And I just fed that through the brackets, and I'm going to staple the wood down with my staple gun on both sides, making sure that it is secure. And these wood rounds, like I said, are 18 inches, about 4 pounds. I had to weigh it to put on my Etsy shop. So it's about 4 pounds, and this wood holds them up very well with the staples. I'm also, right after this, going to use some hot glue as well, just for a little bit more security, and to kind of glue down the ends that are kind of, raggedy from cutting the rope. The hot glue gun is from Hobby Lobby as well. I'm going to put all this down in the description box too, so you can see where everything came from, or all the materials that you'll need. You don't have to get it from the same place. So hot gluing that, making sure that it's all secure. You don't want your loop at the top to be too long either. You don't want the door hanger, once you hang it on your door, to hang too low, because then it'll be too much weight on the rope. So the shorter the rope, the better, actually. the more taut it will be. And also the more secure it is on the back, of course, the more secure it's going to be hanging. You can see here I'm taking off the painter's tape. Clean line. I just followed the line of the wood grain there. Okay, so this is how I fixed that surface. I reprinted that hello with black vinyl instead of white. And I am putting it on the white part. It actually doesn't look bad at all. It looks really neat and clean. Not quite what I was going for, but it still looks good. Make sure that you have the right position on your vinyl, of course, before you press it down, because once you press it down, you're gonna have to scrape it up to get it off, and that's gonna ruin your surface. So make sure that it is positioned correctly and that you kind of wiggle it to take it off, and do it slowly so you don't pull up your vinyl. So here I have a wood letter. This is from Hobby Lobby as well. You don't have to use a wood letter. You can just make a letter out of vinyl if that's what you want to do, and just make it the correct size. But I'm just hot gluing that down because I just wanted a 3D effect here. So yeah, you can make it your letter out of vinyl like you did the hello, or you can get a wood letter, or however you want to do it. But I just wanted this kind of 3D type of thing. And here I also realized I made another mistake that I'm gonna mention in a second. Before I put that letter on, I should have did another layer of polycrylic to seal in the vinyl as well as the front of the wood, so that could have weather protection, but I forgot. So now I have to go back and put that polycrylic on around the letter, which is not ideal. I should have did that before, and I didn't realize it until it was too late. This bow I also made myself. You can see the ribbon there on the side, and I can do a separate video of how to make the bow, but it's just really easy. I found it on another YouTube video on how to make the bow. It's like super simple. So there I am. I'm hot gluing the bow down, and also used a couple staples. So here are my sunflowers that I got from Hobby Lobby as well, and I'm just using a wire cutter to cut the flower off of the stem, because I don't need the stem. So I'm just going to use the flowers. You can use the greenery too, the leaves, if you want to, but I didn't really I didn't want to use those, so you can just save those for another project or something. So these are getting cut off with the wire cutters. I believe I went ahead and did the polycrylic off camera once I realized I forgot to. And also, again, with the polyacrylic, make sure that there's no dust or anything. Oh, actually, I didn't. Here we go. So the polyacrylic that I forgot to do, I'm doing it now to protect that vinyl. And to protect that when I painted over it, and the wood on the front. I don't usually put the polyacrylic on the back side of the door hangers, because that part is going to be against the door. So I don't usually do that. Sometimes I put the polyacrylic on the sides, since that will be exposed to the weather. But on this one, I was just trying to move quickly, so I didn't put it on the sides. But you can put it on the sides. Just make sure that it doesn't drip down, because however this, like I said, it dries quickly, and however it dries is how it's going to stay. So here I'm just placing my flowers around just to see what look I want to go for. I love sunflowers so much, but I didn't want it to be too much. I didn't know if I wanted it on the side or in the middle. So I'm just playing around with the flowers here. Placing them around, excuse me. Placing the flowers around. I didn't know if I wanted it on both sides. I thought that was a little too much. But now that I'm looking back at it, it looks okay. But, So I'm placing the flowers around. I'm going to hot glue these down and use a few staples in certain places, like underneath, for more security. You see me here hot gluing them down. And just make sure, you can use your wire cutter just to make sure like all of the stem is cut off so that the flowers will lay flat on the wood. It'll be easier to glue that way. Hold it down a little bit, use a staple underneath. Yep. I'm letting it dry. You can see here I didn't make it quite flat enough, but I kind of fixed it with some more glue and a staple. Just find however many you want to put on there, you know, make it to your liking. Dusting off some of those fibers from the flowers. So there you can see me stapling down like underneath where the leaves are so that you can't see the staple, but it just adds some more security other than that hot glue. And I don't know if I said this staple gun was from Walmart. It was like $8 or something. It's not expensive at all. I got it a while ago. I didn't realize you could see so much of me. I was trying not to be in the camera. I had my nightgown on, y'all. I didn't realize I was exposed like this, but it's all good. I was in the comfort of my home crafting on a Sunday morning, so it's all good. All right, I'm finishing up with the flowers and everything. You can see my little bundle right there. Finishing up on all that. I didn't realize this clip was this long. All right, we have reached the end. Here is the results of my door hanger. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you decide to make this or something like this. And thank you guys for watching. Definitely leave some comments below. If you guys are crafters, if you have YouTube channels or Etsy shops, I would love to check them out. And check the description box for all the materials that I've used in this video. And happy DIYing and crafting. See you guys later. Bye.